Welcome back to the Life Endurance Podcast. Today, I want to talk about some positive mentality lessons from degenerates and dogs. That might sound a little crazy, so I'll just jump into it. First are some positive mindset lessons that I've learned listening to some podcasts with a very interesting character who I would not say is actually a good role model, but we can learn lessons from both the good and the bad in the world, so hear me out. So the person I watched as a guest on a few podcast episodes, his internet name is Togi, and I'll admit I haven't actually seen a single of his own videos, but I found him as a guest on these podcasts as really interesting, and I want to dive into some of the mentality tips that I took away from listening to him. So this Togi character is internet personality YouTuber. I think he does some streaming, but his background is very rooted in extreme gambling. He's very openly talked about a lot of drug usage and just overall very degenerate behavior. Not someone that you should have as a role model. But at the same time, he really has accomplished a lot. And even though his, not as smart behaviors, I think, have negated a lot of the progress he's made, you can't deny a certain level of success that he has accomplished. And what you see when you watch him as a guest is that he has this unwavering confidence in himself and positivity that he can do and figure out whatever he sets his mind to. And again, like I said, he has actually had a lot of success in ways. The success he has managed is very impressive. He has made tens of millions of dollars, and while doing the things that he enjoys. So what can we learn from someone who spends most of their time gambling and doing drugs? The main takeaway that I had listening to his stories and mentality is that he has this unwavering confidence and positivity in himself, and how he truly believes that no matter what comes his way, no matter what he wants to do, he will figure it out. And his story is a great example of the power of this and being able to manifest this mentality into our life. Now, he has crazy stories, again, a lot of degenerate behavior that I would not promote. I don't think many of you would also see as good behavior or success. But if we put that aside for now, we'll also see that he has made and generated tens of millions of dollars doing these crazy things and doing the things that he enjoys. He's a very interesting example of how just powering through, powering ahead, and believing in yourself can get you really far in life. It can make you tons of money. It can create the life that allows you to live the way you want to live. And it's funny listening to him on these podcasts because he's across the table from people that are much more reserved and calculated with their actions. And it goes to show how ultimately balance is what we're all seeking. That's going to be the true success in life. And they dig into crazy stories, how he's lost millions of dollars, how he's done things that are terrible for his health, and how he doesn't really have a plan moving forward. So if you are, say, someone more like me, you're very thought out about your processes, your planning, and your goals, how powerful could we become if we also had this unwavering, positive mentality with just the fullest belief in ourselves? And if we were just able to go and take that level of action without getting hung up on maybe the small details or questioning ourselves, like how far could we go combining those two worlds of, okay, making smart decisions, having some better values, prioritizing your health a bit more, but also that just raw energy that gets us so far. So I thought just that was an interesting example that I stumbled across. Really gets you thinking, and is some fun stories to hear. Kind of the polar opposite human to me. Again, like I said, I'm very risk averse. I think things through a lot more, and I don't have those crazy degenerate stories that some people do. But again, there's still lessons to learn from people like that. and he's made more money than probably a generation of my family while doing it. So, again, not to say that he maybe did it in the best way or with the values that I would like to make that money, but I like this as an example of you can learn from all walks of life. So I talked about positive mentality tips from Degenerates. Now, where do dogs come into play? And this is a topic that I've been meaning to cover for quite a while, and I thought paired well with the previous topic, and that is just the general mentality that dogs, and specifically my dog, have, and how I think as humans we'd be a lot better off if we could incorporate some of that in our life. And those kind of mentality, personality traits that I'm getting at are that, again, that pure excitement. You know how your dog can just be asleep on the couch, chilling, and within 2 seconds, either you say something, the door opens, they are up, they are ready to go, they are excited for whatever's next. You have them jump in the car, they are just ready for adventure, they don't care. My dog, if I could sum it up into one piece that I try to remember and have been trying to build into my mentality, is he always has to be the first one through a door. He's just so excited for what's next that he always has to be the first one through the door. And again, I think it's a great contrast to my typical mentality and maybe a lot of you as a listener's mentality, where we just overthink, and we overthink to the point that we're not even excited about what we're going to do next. Or if we just don't know what we're going to do next, we're too anxious thinking about what might happen to even enjoy or allow ourselves to be open to the unknown. So another example of how I've been learning recently to improve myself and realize things that hold me back by observing the world around me, whether that be the crazy high energy, drug addicted, gambling addict, YouTube streamers, or just my dog who I hang out with every day and I take for granted his energy and excitement for going and sniffing the same bush that he does every day, or chasing that squirrel he's never going to catch for the 100th time in the backyard. So life endurance takeaway today, I challenge you to take some time, think about how your mentality's been lately, and where would your life and progress improve by applying some of that unwavering confidence in yourself, that excitement and optimism for your future. Where would applying that, and also that unfiltered, never-ending excitement of just what's next that dogs have. I think it's just a magical trait that I want to embody more this year, and I think it's something we could all take into consideration and really put some thought towards how can we implement those traits into our mentality. That's all for today. I'm excited to have this be another video episode if you are watching the video version. If you want to learn more about me and support yourself in the podcast, check out the links below. Follow me on Instagram at @endurancebeast. And as always, I look forward to sharing the next episode.